Welcome back, everyone, to another session of the Den of Necessity. I almost read the crew, the crew name because it was right in front of my face, but no, that is not the name of this show. And so I wanted to, introduce you guys, but then I also had like a question, mainly because in today's session we're going to be doing our first downtime, and I was wondering, what is everyone's like go-to like I'm gonna chillax activity that is TOS appropriate?
Well, that eliminates most of my options.
But
How dare you limit me to one thing?
oh my gosh. But we'll start off with J2, and I'm gonna ask you to what is your downtime and who you playing, so I can remember and forget the name of your character for the first time of the night. I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, but I'll say my favorite downtime activity probably would be, even though I don't do it that much, biking. Being able to on a bicycle. No, we don't play with those. I barely can keep myself up on a bicycle. Let alone try to do something that is has an engine in it with two wheels. But yeah, so that would be my favorite downtime activity. And I'm going to be playing tonight Veleris Hayat. And he's basically a street urchin from the underground, from the tribe of Chichoros, and his alias is Echo. He's also one of the things that he also likes to do on his downtime is also gamble.
Just like you like to gamble your life with a straight motorcycle bike. The threads are connecting.
They are.
Well, let's keep going with Josh. Who you playing, and what's your favorite downtime activity in the life of the fleshlings? That sounded weird.
Yeah.
But it's what came out of my mouth.
Outside of playing weird fantasy games with my friends and or pouring way too much time and effort into understanding those games.
I got a lot of text messages.
Yeah. Outside of texting Dave, my DM or game master, many things about characters, would have to be going out and doing real things in the world. So whether it's like playing disc golf or leaving my house to actually go do physical activity somewhere, basketball, football. I was about to say running, but I don't like doing that. But something along those ends. I am playing Eoin Spell Sage. He is an Akarosi who has a background in academic history. Goes by the librarian and has some weird vices, unlike myself.
Alrighty, and last but certainly not least, Blackjack. What do you do in your down times?
When I am forced to be a human being and not, play a fantasy character, as I do, however many times a week we do this. My favorite thing to do is to get an idea for something, rant about it to myself for about an hour, and then write it down, and then wait for better recording equipment to come in so I can make a video about it. No. My favorite thing to do kind of in my downtime right now has been, like I go out and like I do stuff, and, we go to like a arcade or do like axe throwing and stuff like that. But honestly, like my downtime, like my favorite thing to do is just sit back and either I'll write or I'll watch a show and then kind of pick favorite things from that idea and then just kind of create from that. Sometimes it's also video games that'll do that too. So recently I've been wanting to, and I will probably start streaming this soon, play Final Fantasy IX, because I completely forgot what the plot of the game is and how it even goes. So it's like I remember 7, somebody had asked me, it was just like, hey, the Final Fantasy things, and I'm like, yeah, I remember how 7 opens. I remember how 8 opens. I remember how 10 opens. 9, I actually completely forgot, but I always remember it as one of the better ones. So I want to replay that just so I can get a feel for like, why did I like this, and learn. So yeah, it's mainly a learning and writing creative thing for me.
I only remember the beginning of 9 because that's as far as I got.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cut you off though.
No. You're good. You're good. Yeah, I think like the small. I'm actually not even sure. I think it doesn't even start with the main character. I don't think. And maybe that's why I don't remember it that well. But either way, I will be playing Kai Zyrath, also known as Killer Kai, who is a brawler, kind of like in-your-face, smash-mouth kind of fighter. And yeah, I guess tonight we're going to be digging into what her favorite things to do in her downtime are. So excited to do that.
Alrighty. Yeah. And I am Dave Dpayne, whatever works. And my favorite downtime is making a whole bunch of DMs and messages to people asking/begging, "Hey, you want to play a game?" Nah. There is a lot of time that goes into that. But let's see, what is a good downtime activity? I don't know. I read a lot of webtoons, so. I'm currently reading this one. I don't remember what it's called, but pretty much this dude he's a bodybuilder in this world. He goes to a competition, has a heart attack on the competition, wakes up in a fantasy world, and is just like, I'm going to make sure all these monsters get ripped. And that's all he's doing is running around. Well, he's not running around, but he like goes to this place and he's just like, hey, ghouls, what? You're the weakest? Guess what? In 3 months, you're going to get jacked. And, well, through the power of story, they do. But it's like, I'm like, this is pretty funny because like he has no concept of this thing, and he's just like, they tell him you can eventually go back to your world. He's like, I can't go back, and he keeps calling him like the art makes him look muscular, but he's not like as jacked and like huge as he was before he left. He's like, they're gonna call me an anchovy if I go back, and I'm like, I never heard that term for someone who doesn't have a lot of muscle, but. Hey, so that's been the funny one. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called though. Yeah. But yes, as we said today, we are going to be diving into downtime. If you guys were here, this will be the 3rd episode. The first one was character creation. The second one was diving into the fun/messy mechanics of a heist, and now we are going to go into excuse me, the whole joy of downtime. And there's a few different things, but first things first, I, like most things, forget the names of these songs, and I hope this is just the one. Yeah, there we go.
I just want to say the violins on the song hits.
I feel like this is the good like song, which is like, hey, we're going to be doing mechanical work, like getting the stuff done. But yeah, I've been digging this song. It is now my Blades in the Dark song in my head. So I have the book here, Blades in the Dark by John Harper, that I'm covering his name. Boom. He has a really interesting Twitter. You think he would talk about his game? No, all he does is talk about movies and other people's games. So
that fits.
Yeah. But anyway, first things first, we have the payoff. You guys received the book, but we never handed it over to Adelaide. Oh my goodness. Fareg. I don't even know if that's how we're going to pronounce his name, but it doesn't tell us how. So, pretty much, yeah, you guys will come back, hand it over to John's, the bartender who was your, the kind of like the in-between, and he tells you, actually, Adelaide is in the corner, so I don't know if anybody wants to. Who would like to be the one to hand the book over?
I think since Veleris has the book, he's gonna go ahead.
All right, Veleris, go. Yes, and so as I lost the notepad with everything on there. Yeah, so this guy, he has like he's dressed like and very much like the tight pants and the long overcoat with many frills. He doesn't powder his hair, but he is you can, before you see him, you can hear him as he's in a corner with like a whole bunch of people coming around and just like, and that's how I told those people that I am the best. And he catches your eye and he's just like, Veleris, come here. And he tells her, give me room. And he pushes everyone over and he's just like, I heard you did a job for me.
Yes, and I heard you have money for me.
Yes, oh yes. Can I just see, let me just see that book real quick. Just need to expect it. I'm not gonna run out on a good deal with my friends.
Fine, but if you try anything funny, it'll be your head. Unless check out the book, hand it to him.
And he's like, oh, what? That's why I like you. Always a kidder, always a kidder. And he like opens up the book and is like, yes. Looks a little singed, but that's okay. That's okay. Alrighty. Well then, here we go. I believe the cost was 4 coin. So, and he like, and he kind of hand slide. He's like he kind of waves over at John's, and John's like comes over with like this small lockbox, and he's just like, there you go. There's the 4 coin right in there, and Veleris, if you let me tell you, if you have another job, or you need another job, you just come and talk with me. Got big plans for this city.
It's Veleris, by the way.
Oh, name's Veleris. Thank you. I'll write that down somewhere. But no.
Also, make sure you cook me something good out of that book.
Oh! I didn't know that was. Well, we can definitely get something made out of this. Yeah, and so yeah, he gives you the 4 coin, just to like help you guys picture this. Like, 4 coin is like a strong box of money. It's a lot of money, and yeah. So he did that, and so I also realized I need to find XP in this book. So but we can do heat and all that stuff, and then we can do XP. See if I can find that real quick. I'd like just remembered that. Doing a quick scan. PC advancement. There we go. I found it. And alright, so let's do XP for you guys. So, at least I did have it. Where'd it go? Page 48. I passed it. Alright. So, advancement. We're going to go through, yeah, we're just going to go through everyone's character, and, as I get everyone's character sheet up here. Alright. So, PC advancement. So, for everyone who like look at your character sheets who did a desperate action, make sure that is marked in the attribute. So it
is.
So yeah. So for example, if you did a skirmish, that would be a XP in prowess. I think we did pretty good with that last time. So, and yeah. So.
Oh wait, do we get to improve XP now or?
No. So you're gonna fill that.
Oh, I see the marker.
Meter. Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. So once that is filled, then you can put a point in.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, let's start off with Kai, because we're doing that. So let's see. The cutter. Yeah. So the cutter is address. My brain just like deleted everything. Because I'm just looking through here. I guess it's in everyone's playbook of what they have. So a cutter is your XP trigger. I'm just seeing if I can find that on, if that's written anywhere on here. Like it has it written in the book. Oh, okay, there you go. It's underneath. If you guys scroll down to underneath special abilities, it's your XP. That's where you mark XP. So, you already did the first one. So every time you roll a desperate action, mark it in that attribute.
Okay.
Okay, and so have you addressed a challenge with violence or oh wow, I can't even talk. Corrute. Were you a big tough guy? I would say.
I tried to be a big tough guy.
I think that's worth 1 XP with what you were doing with the main security guard.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm. And that was, if I think, I'm trying to think. Do you see where I'm looking now?
Yes, when you use this ability, tick the special armor box on your playbook sheet. If you reduce harm, that means the level of harm you're facing right now is reduced to 1. If you use this ability to push yourself, yes. If you extend your special armor to, when you protect a teammate, that's bodyguard. Ghost fighter, you may imbue hands, but I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Command a cohort in battle, they continue, nah.
So, did you express the beliefs, drives, heritage, or background of Kai during that?
Are you kidding me? All I wanted to do was fight, so yes.
Okay, yeah, and I would agree with that. And that's kind of how this whole game works. Like, there's the question, and you're gonna give your case, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So yeah, so make sure in the playbook advancement. Is where that XP, where you can mark that at the bottom. And then, the last one, did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during this session? What is your vice?
Vice is...
Was it pleasure?
Pleasure, yes. Okay. I don't know if struggle is a word. It really kind of depends. It's in the eye of the beholder in this situation, because I'm sure some people on the outside would. But when we started the mission, the Kai was just drinking and was very upset that Grace did not buy her a drink before she left. So again,
that's a little pushing it, but
that's why I said
I'll give you an XP.
I said struggle is in the eye of the believer here.
Yes,
is a beholder here.
What would a player be if they didn't try to stretch all the amount of XP out of a thing? Yeah. So make sure you give yourself 3 points in there, because you hit all 3.
Yep.
And then I believe, if I remember correctly, you can move playbook. I believe I remember reading this, but excuse me. I can double check. I believe you can move playbook advancements into your attributes, so like your insight, prowess, resolve, to level them up.
Okay.
I don't think it goes the opposite way.
That doesn't make that. I don't think that would make sense.
So, I believe that's the case, but that's how we'll do it this time. And then, I don't know if someone finds something later, or I'll make sure I dive into it. we'll we'll go with that.
Okay.
So next, mainly because I want to just make sure Veleris. Was I close?
No, Veleris.
Veleris. Why am I saying man? Veleris.
I posted
Veleris.
Megadeth lyrics to help with this.
Veleris, let's scroll down to you. It looks like you didn't have any desperate actions.
Yep.
So, but yeah, scrolling down. Did you address a challenge with tracking or violence? I believe that you used the owl.
Yep.
And so that's at least one. I don't know if there's any others I could think of.
There was whenever we did get in the area. Valeris went around and asked a couple of people, or tried to find someone to ask
right, in the
questions.
flashback, right?
Yep.
Yes. You know what? Yeah. Give yourself an XP for that. Because that kind of had to do with tracking. Yeah, you tracked down the book, because that's kind of where you found out the excellent hiding place. So that'll be 2 XP. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Don't think I did any. Valeris did any of that.
Okay. And then, did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during this session? Your vice is gambling, and I don't think any of that came up.
I would say that Valeris pickpocketing the person who he talked to was gamble. Risk of being caught.
All right. You can have it. Yeah, make sure you give yourself 3 XP. Yep, and you can decide to keep that in your playbook advancement, or put it in insight, prowess, or resolve. And then lastly, Eoin. I feel like I'm saying every name incorrectly now. But let's
Eoin, Owen, it doesn't matter.
Eoin.
It's
Eoin, yeah. In my game, when I finish making it, everyone is be like, you can only be named 1 letter. My name is W. For we. So anyway, Eoin, I don't think, you don't have anything marked for desperate.
Couple risky, but no desperate.
Yeah, so you addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power. There is definitely one that you definitely addressed with that was potentially pretty big. How about, can you think of anything else that I'm not remembering, or would
no,
want to suggest?
So I would say the 2 things that he did that have any sort of arcane dynamic to them is his unusual weapon that he pulled out, his bone dagger or bone knife, and then opening the door to the ghost field. But I think opening the door to the ghost field is the only thing he did that used his arcane power.
Yeah, so we'll keep that at 1. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Well, in his use of his bone knife, that would be something from his heritage. As someone from Akaros, it's actually one of his family members' bones that he has crafted into the knife to keep close his roots.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that works for me. That sounds like it fits that. It brought along Grandpa. And finally, did you struggle with your vice or traumas during this session? Which your vice is weird.
So I was basically trapped underneath of a large, possibly dead woman, so that could be classified as weird. I did get blown out of a window by the ghost field, so that could be classified as struggling with the weirdness. But I don't think there was anything specifically that he did that struggled with his vice, right? Outside of, like, he didn't try to, like, do anything weird while he was there, other than just the interaction he had with the ghost field.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out what weird is. Weird is you experiment with strange essences, consort with rogue spirits, observe bizarre rituals or taboos. You know what? With that description, you did, not only did you summon it, you did kind of have a little heart-to-heart with it, right? Before you get blown out the window? Or was that a different character?
No, there was a different character.
That was Kai. Kai locked eyes with it. Yeah, so...
I'm fine with the 2 XP. That's
yeah, I think probably that last month of Vices and Traumas, like, we'll have a better, understanding of... kind of what that would look like when we progress.
Yeah.
And like, especially after today, when we go and do that, when we go dive into downtime. So finally, let's do the necessary evil, the cruise XP.
Did we do Rutos?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was.
Yep. Never mind. Don't mind me.
Okay, so I'm going to mark off your coin here. You guys don't have vaults, so you actually... It's full, so somebody has to hold that last coin. Who's holding the free coin? Or what you guys can do is, if you decide, you can split that coin up between you guys, and you only have like one each, or if there's anything different, you'll have 2 coin within the necessary evil holdings. So... Do you guys all want to hold 1 coin, or do you have a different plan?
I'm down with evenly holding 1, and then we can just because what is it? It's 1 coin is what we're at right now for what we're paying, and then if we wanted to go up, it's 2.
Yes, and we will cover that in a bit. So.
I'm not gonna lie. If we want to go to 2, like Kai don't mind being broke.
Okay. How about this for right now? Just someone mark that last coin, and then you can pull the coin out of this whenever you need it. I think once you put it in the vault, there's somewhere when you put it into a place, that's where you get, like, there's, like, interest or something pulling it out, but yeah. So, let's see. Let's scroll down to the XP. So, let's see. So, did you guys execute a successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation? I would say yes, you guys definitely did, so that is 1 to the crew advancement. Contend with challenges above your current station. I would say that would be a yes. I believe these guys were, at least, it's something I didn't set up, but you guys, I think you're tier 0, a strong tier 0. I don't think you're tier 1 yet, but these guys were at least a tier 1, if not a tier 2, so that will be another XP. Did you guys bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? Your reputation is daring, and this mission I definitely think was daring, so...
Lots of jumping out of windows.
Yeah, lots of it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and the final one is here. Expressing the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Yeah. Excuse me. So your shadows, so... I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess, I'll open that up to you guys. I believe you guys did. Like, you guys went in to do the mission.
And I would say even in our preparation for the mission, we accomplished that. We all, in different ways, spied on the establishment prior to.
Yep. All right. Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 XP for your crew advancement. And now we have to go to the downtime fund. So we already did the payoff. You guys have your 4 coin. Yeah. So actually, are you guys only paying 1 coin to the wraiths? Because then that extra coin we wouldn't need to figure out where that goes. I can go right to the race if you're only paying 1.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yep. And so pretty much just let you guys know that if you guys are paying the boss, as you go up in tier and stuff, it's like it'll be equal to your crew tier plus 1. So since right now, let me change the page here.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
My bad.
Yeah. So, but yeah, in short, that would, yeah, as you guys level up in tier, like if you guys go to tier 1, you would have to pay 2 coin because it'll be your crew tier plus 1. Right now, you guys are tier 0, so just 1 coin.
Gotcha.
All right. So now, time for the fun thing. A little thing called heat, and once you get enough heat, you can gain a wanted level. So pretty much I'll just go through. 0 heat is smooth and quiet, low exposure. 2 heat was contained and / standard exposure. 4 heat was loud and chaotic, high exposure. And 6 was wild and devastating exposure. I think you guys are landing possibly within the 4 heat category.
Oh, okay.
Opening up a door to the ghost realm, blowing out the windows, pretty much activating all the guards. The thing is, I guess I could also go with 2 heat because it's like, it doesn't seem... The only thing I could see that other people noticing it was you guys going out the front window on the main street. But besides that, Eoin was knocked out of a side window and wasn't really seen. Excuse me. So, you know what?
I was gonna think. I actually thought it was gonna be lower because I was like, well, with the espionage we did beforehand, we got up to there like very, very quickly. I guess it was towards the end was where like everything kind of all of a sudden got thrown into a wrench. I guess like a wrench got thrown in everything. I guess like with the way we exited, I could see 4, but I definitely thought like, okay, it's probably just gonna be like a mile 2. But I'm down with either, honestly. However you want to play it.
The thing is, I'm kind of leaning more towards the 2 as I'm thinking through it a little bit more. And everyone feel free to give your input, because it's like you guys were exposed to the guards, but there was never like the Patreons of that place knew something was happening, but none of them actually came up. Everyone that really got a good look at you was people who worked there. Like, there was no real interaction from anyone outside. So let's go with 2. I think it's not like you blew up the building. So, and who knows, like maybe that ghost field thing also brought in a little bit of distraction.
I feel like most of the guards got really freaked out by a ghost field and weren't paying a ton of attention to any of the 3 of us.
Yeah. Excuse me. So, from there, we're going to move on to... Oh, wait, rep. We got to do rep for y'all. Where is that? There's entanglement, but... Let's see. I'm trying to find where rep is. Let's see. Back to the beginning of the book. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Advancement, blah, blah, blah. Nice thing is that these table of contents are very well, like, filled out, so it's pretty easy to find things. It's just finding them. Let's see. Let's go to the index. You know, and I might even be able to like just type it in the little information bubble there. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Rep 44. I already lost the page. Alright, so I thought this was all going to be together until I opened up the page. Let's see. So, that's not really what we want. Let's see. Oh. Okay, it wasn't a payoff right here. Okay, so you're gonna earn 2. Excuse me. Yeah, so you earn 2 rep for the score by default. And yeah, and then we said it was a higher tier, so you got 3 rep. And then, yeah, that's the thing. If you guys kept it quiet, then no one would know that there was ever a job, and you wouldn't get any rep. So, alright. So yeah, you guys have 3 rep.
I'll work with it.
All right. So, entanglements. So what we're going to do here? Let's see. Is there? That's an engagement. We don't want an engagement. We want an entanglement roll. As I try to find it real quick. Oh, well, I'll just roll 2d6 right here. So pretty much after the score, something happens. Oh, well then.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, shoot.
So something sure did happen.
You guys get cooperation. You get a +3 status faction. A +3 status faction asks you for a favor. Agree to do it, or forfeit 1 rep per tier of the friendly faction, or lose 1 status with them. If you don't have a +3 faction, you avoid this entanglement right now. So, you guys don't have a +3 faction. So, we don't do that. For example, some of the other things that could have happened was gang trouble or the usual suspects, or rivals or the unquiet dead is just some options. But because you guys don't have a +3 with anybody, we don't have to do that. So now we go into the downtime activities, which you guys get 2 downtime activities, and they are acquire an asset, a long-term project, recover, reduce heat, train, or indulge vice. Indulging, so pretty much acquiring an asset. Well, we'll do this. Like, if you guys need me to explain any of those things, feel free to ask, or if you guys have an idea what you want to do. So, Kai, do you have an idea what you would like to do for your first downtime activity?
Can you run by the first options? I do have an idea, but I just want to make sure.
Alright. Acquire an asset is gain temporary use of an asset, which is 1 special item or set of common items, like enough for your gang, your tier level. A cohort, which can either be an expert or a gang. You can gain a vehicle or a service like transport from a smuggler or driver to use for like your next job or something. The temporary use constitutes as one significant period of usage that makes sense for the asset. So typically it's 1 score. But yeah, you can also acquire that, and it can be on standby until you guys actually use it. So,
okay, all right. I know what I want to do. We're gonna go into let's do a vice here, so we can get some stress down.
All right.
Also, just because I think it would be fun to do. Kai would like to be in a party area to have fun, but also, because there's that small bit of her that's likes to provoke, try to start a fight between 2 other people there, just for entertainment.
All right, so yeah, so maybe you go to a club on the other side of maybe it's not even in the E's. It's
I was gonna say, yeah, not at our place.
yeah, maybe it's like in the next district over, like at Laguna, and you go into just a bar in there that that's called, like, I don't know, my brain's trying to think of one, the Leviathan's Whisper. And you go in there, and it's a little bit more rowdy than your normal than I think, what is it, what do you guys call it, the basement or the pit?
The basement, yeah. The basement is the name of the whole thing. The attic is where we stay.
Attic is, yeah. So it's definitely more rowdy, a more rougher crowd in this area. But yeah, no one recognizes you, and you're able to get in there, and you go and do this. So what we need to do now is for a vice, let me take a look. So indulge in your vice. So the purveyor, downtime. So you are going to roll a dice equal to your lowest attribute, which it looks like insight would be...
Insight's hilariously low.
Yeah, but you still have a point in it, so you wouldn't have to roll 2 dice and take the lower. So, so you get to... I think you just roll 1 die.
1 die for insight.
I'm just like, 3. Okay. So, you actually overindulged. You clear your stress, but what you want to do, and as I'm sitting here thinking about it, probably should explain this a little bit, but pretty much what you're trying to do is roll under your stress. So, the fact that you just rolled 1 over, you clear your stress, but you're going to overindulge right now.
Okay.
So, pretty much, here's a few options, and we can figure out what you think would fit best. You can you would attract trouble, and so we could roll on the entanglement thing again. You can brag about what you did in your last job, which would add 2 heat to the crew. Lost, which means you would Kai would just disappear and pretty much not come back for, like, you would need a different character for the next job. Or you're tapped, and the purveyor will cut you off, and you have to find a new source for your vice. So I'm going to say probably not tapped, because it sounds like we're kind of bending the rules a little bit, and you don't really have one specific thing. You're just kind of bar hopping.
Yes.
So
I would say in this scenario, what would be fun to do would be that I'm imagining Kai is just at the bar and, because it's somewhere where she is not well known, nobody knows her, she feels like she can get away with just kind of being rowdy and is like slamming her hand at the bar every time that she wants. Because if she's overindulging, this works. She's slamming her hand at the bar and just be like, another one, and just like another one, and just like every time it's getting like louder and louder to the point that like it's actually starting to draw attention, and she's not aware of it. The more of it she indulges, and that probably either triggers off a patron or a guard nearby. I will let you choose which.
What, patron or a guard? Well, let's roll fortune.
Okay. Fortune.
Yep,
Fortune.
I have it here.
Oh, you have it. Okay. I thought I had to roll that.
One, a guard.
Sweet.
A blue coat is there and walks up. So, are you attracting trouble or bragging? It sounds like you're more attracting trouble.
I'm attracting trouble because remember, when I came here, I can eliminate my stress too, right?
Yes. Clear out your stress.
Okay. Because remember, when I came here, at some point, even if I have overindulged, my purpose was to get two people to fight. Preferably not me, but I do not mind it. I do not mind who I have provoked thus far.
Okay. So, I'm just doing a quick looking here.
If it has to come down to Kai fighting, then it is what it is.
Nah, I think this is what we're going to do, because like what you're doing kind of lines up a little bit with one of the entanglements. Okay. So I'm just So we'll do here. I'm gonna roll another fortune.
Okay.
And this is going to be between rivals or the usual suspects. We're kind of bending the rules a little bit here for anyone that knows. Which one sounds more which one would you want, rivals or the usual suspects? Just from title alone.
Rivals or usual suspects? I kind of like the idea of... I kind of like the idea of rival.
All right, so that if we roll a 4, 5, or 6, we'll have rival. There we go. Okay, so we have rival, which means a neutral faction throws their weight around and they threaten you. So pretty much this is what happens. You have to forfeit either 1 rep or 1 coin per tier, so that would just be 1. Or stand up to them and lose 1 status with them. So you would, if you're gonna fight against the blue coat, you're going to bring 1 negative status of the necessary evil against the blue coats.
Okay.
Whatever you think is, like, there is no wrong answer. So.
I know. I want to do something that's fun here. Mm-hmm. Because I like the idea of like when you're doing this to just like have fun with it and see what can happen. Mm-hmm. So the excitement of like, oh well, now I put myself in the scenario where now potentially something bad can happen, and who knows what that can lead into later on. I think is very interesting. So the way that I'm picturing this out is Kai with drink in hand is at this point staring at the blue coat. Let me see if I can do my best drunk voice here. Hey, Bluey! I got something for you to take care of. And then Kai decides to actually pick a fight with the blue coat. So I would say, yeah, let's get the reputation down with the blue coats.
Alrighty. So, yeah, you guys have a tuffle. How about let's find out how this goes. This won't like hurt you in any way, but why don't you roll a skirmish? We'll see how well this goes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I said at least I shouldn't say roll a skirmish. I should let you choose which one you would like to roll to fight this person. But yes, what, you were about to say something.
What if Kai goes like, what if she goes to the blue coat and is just like, after saying like, I'll give you something to fight with, and then is all of a sudden like doing like whatever an inappropriate gesture there is that in that area, and then let's say we roll for, because wait a minute. Oh, that could have been more fun if I actually chose the other one. I don't think I can do that here. Ooh, okay. Never mind. Can I possibly do a wreck not to fight, but to kind of showcase strength with Kai slamming her fist into the table? Like I like you know how like you like in, well, I guess anime is a bad example. You know, like sometimes like in like a superhero movie, it's just like you see the bad guy and it's just like, oh well, they don't seem like that bad. How bad could this be? And then all of a sudden they do one action, and you're like, oh, that's what I'm getting myself into. I want to try to see what happens here if I do wreck. So I don't even care if this is desperate. Like I think this will be like regardless of result, potential funny.
Yeah, you're not getting like XP or anything out of this. Right. It's just like. Yeah, just set it for, just roll wreck, and like you can set it to whatever.
Let's go. I'll go desperate. No, I'll go risky.
Yeah, and remember, you have one pip in wreck, so there'll be one die. Okay.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah. So you slam your fist on the table, and like. The blue coat maybe
can it crack the table? I want it to crack the table. I want there to be like,
oh yeah,
I want my handprint in this table, and like the fist print just in the table, and it cracks, and then like everybody's like, whoa.
Yes, that like you slam the table and it's like this like shattering crack, like just shatters through the air as like the music stops. So, like it's got the record pool and everyone's like turning around and like like everyone's like giving you room, and you have like this young blue coat, and she's just like definitely a new blood, just like fresh off the streets, and like you see the fear in her eyes, and then but then you feel as you're just staring daggers at her, you feel a tap on your shoulder, and looking over, you just see this large, burly blue coat that's just like, now that's enough here, and then just billy clubs you to the back of the head, and you just wake up hours later in the gutters. Just set somewhere else. But yeah. We'll go and set the... If someone didn't do it already. It's all good. I didn't have the page up, so... while I find the blue coats... excuse me.
Blue coats is institutions midway in.
There it is. Alrighty. Well then, let's go with Eoin. What do you want to do for your first downtime activity?
Well, he doesn't really have enough stress to do one of his vices. So I think the first thing he's going to do is deal with this twisted ankle and seek out getting rid of it. Trying to get some healing.
Okay. Well, I believe somebody has a connection with... Yes. I'm like, I know who it is. Now I gotta remember how to pronounce his name. Veleris.
So
Just remember,
I think
it's like Veleris sounds like a car to me. But
It does.
yes, but yeah, Veleris definitely has. I'm blanking on their name.
Melver.
Yeah, Melver. Thank you. I was bringing up your character sheet just as you said that. Yeah, and so, if yeah, you can choose to go there. That is if Veleris. Oh my goodness.
Veleris.
Veleris. I keep now I'm remembering it's like there's the A whatever. Veleris. You would you have told the rest of the crew about Melver? Which I mean,
I think I think he would, but he wouldn't really tell them about his relationship with Melver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And then
Eoin would have just been like limping around and been like, you cheeky chancers, who you know can fix this old leg of mine?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I might know of a friend who can help you.
Oh, not a snake, is he?
No, actually, she's actually pretty good.
Oh,
Puts her hands to good use.
all right. Need to get this wheel back into motion.
He'll fix you right up. Here's her address. And Valeris is going to hand Eon basically a note with her address.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eowyn's gonna go there.
Okay. I gotta go back to my notes real quick. Yeah, so well, how about this? J2, do you wanna like role play Melver a little bit for just how you would picture her?
Sure.
Yeah, so you go to Melver and yeah, she lets you in. Like how do you picture Melver looking like?
All right, so Melver has long dark hair, skin that's fairly tan. Overall, she has light hazel like eyes, and she wears almost like it's pretty much the medical gear that is known in the area for whenever they're out traveling and someone needs medical assistance. She's wearing that type of medical gear to where someone can easily point her out and be able to get assistance from her.
Yeah, so you walk in, you see Melver, and
Oi, are you Melver? My bloke Veleris told me I could come here and you could fix me up.
Valeris, you say?
Yes.
It's been a while since I've seen him. How's he doing?
Oh, a little singed, but he's doing all right.
Glad to hear it. You should tell him to come visit me sometimes.
Oh, as soon as I'll get back, I'll tell that cheeky chancer to get back over here and see you.
Thank you. He always seems to be the one to get away. Now, what can I help you with?
Oh, this fat broad fell right down on my leg. I twisted it out, getting out free from her. So I just need a little help getting these wheels back to moving.
Oh my, I can help you out with that. Looks like you did hurt yourself pretty bad. Here, have a seat. And she's gonna scuttle him over to one of the exam tables.
alright. So the way Recover works similar to a long-term project. If you guys look on your character sheets, you have next to harm the healing process clock. So pretty much you need to fill that clock before you can get rid of the twisted ankle. And so I believe the quality of the NPC Melver, will be the same level as the crew. So it will be, I think technically a level 0. Mm-hmm. So she will have to roll Tinker. Well, if one of you guys are working on, have the physician special ability, you could roll Tinker. But we will just have her roll 2 dice, and it'll have to be the lower. Until you guys get to tier 1, and then she can be a little bit more effective. So.
And then so the number on the dice is how many ticks I get?
There's 1 through 3 gets 1 segment, 4 through 5 gives you 2, 6 gives you 3, and then if you get a critical, which is 2 6s,
gotcha.
Which is kind of not, I don't think is possible
not
currently
possible, right?
with, because you just
Not
have to
with
choose
that
a
attitude.
yeah. So if you roll a critical, then it would be 5 segments. So yeah.
Do you want me to roll 2 6s? Do you want?
How about J2? You role playing Melver. Why don't you roll just roll I guess like a fortune. Are you able to roll fortune?
Yeah, I can roll fortune.
Yeah, roll fortune with just a 0 dice. Now will give us the number. Yeah. Oh. So you get 1. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit more. A little bit more banged up than you thought, and yeah, she's like pretty much like, oh, did my best.
I have to talk to Veleris about this.
Oh wow! I just saw Blackjack writing Veleris in the chat, and wow, then my brain's like, yes, that's how you say it, and my brain, yeah, so Veleris.
I fixed him.
Yay.
Don't worry, I will forget it next week. Veleris, yeah, it is your first downtime activity. What would you like to do? And if you need me to clarify anything, feel free to. Yeah, feel free to ask.
Oh no, I don't need to clarify anything. Veleris is going gambling.
Alright, so he's indulgent of vice.
Yep.
Alright. Let's see, do you have... Okay, so let's... yeah, so you go to a gambling hall. I think this one we want to... Let's name it. Let's see, maybe, I'm trying to think. Maybe it's called. You go to an establishment called the Spark Meetings, and it's like this blackjack, roulette kind of table. Like it's got a few.
You call
for blackjack. I'll call. No. I'm throwing out terms, and I'm like, I don't know any of this. So I'm just like, I heard this mentioned back when gambling was a hot topic on Twitch. So, anyway, oh, wait a second, gambling. He's going to get me banned. No. No, so you go and do that. Yeah, so, excuse me. We can go over to the Vice. So, yeah, roll your lowest attribute, which looks like resolve. I got a text message. Yeah, so yeah, you roll 1 die and we'll see how much you're able to do. 3. Exactly. You had an excellent night. And you know what? For hitting it exactly and doing that, I'm gonna say you win a coin. Actually, you know what? Let's roll fortune. I'm gonna roll fortune on that before I commit to it.
No.
You roll fortune. Can you do a fortune roll? Let's see. If you get a 6, you're gonna get a coin. And no coin. But But no, you had a very good night with no issues. You didn't lose any, but you didn't win any either. So, but yeah, and that goes very well. And yeah, you come back to the attic feeling very refreshed. So,
I think Veleris is a little disappointing that he didn't actually. It's either he comes out on top or he's pretty much losing.
Yeah, it was it wasn't like a terrible thing. Like you already are stressed, but you're just like the hunger for winning is still there. Yeah. Okay, so let's see who started. Kai, right? No.
Yes.
Yeah. Kai, what would you like to do for your second downtime activity?
Weapons were a thing, weren't they? Because it was like weapons, transportation.
Oh, for acquiring an asset.
Yes.
Yeah, one special item or common set of items. But if you want to like make a weapon, like that could be a long-term project if you're thinking of something special.
Yeah, I kind of actually like the idea of that. I was thinking about just doing like something short, like just like, oh well, we'll see what weapons there are in the shop. But I actually kind of like, no, you know what? I can work with that. I can work with that. Yeah.
And acquire an asset would be like just a one-time thing. But if you, if you're gonna do a long-term project, pretty much, you're gonna work on a long-term project. So, we will set a clock. And oh my goodness, phone, settle down. I can do a bunch of different things. So, do you want a little bit of time to think about what kind of like weapon or thing you want to research before committing to it?
Nope, I actually want that to kind of be a part of the first part of the dialogue. I think that would be fun to do.
Okay, so. Oh yeah, so do you want to like talk with the crew and figure out what you're thinking and what goes where you want to go with it?
I was thinking something along the lines of okay, so after I am out of my drunk stupor after getting kicked out of the bar, after being chopped upside the head and being disposed of outside of the bar, coming back to the area and like leaving the basement for the day and just walking around and finding local period wise, what are we? Because I have an idea for a weapon, but I don't know if period wise it may. Well, I guess if there's guns here,
it's like a steampunk Victorian era.
Okay, all right, okay. So we're still mainly dealing with blades. I didn't want to go into like a.
There are gun I think Rudo, Veleris, he uses a gun, or at least has the option to. So there are guns.
Yeah, there's pistols.
The big thing with and really any weapon can kill, is that if you guys murder people, there is a faction, I think called the Spirit Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And they send out a crow to see where someone died, and they can pretty much hunt down by capturing that soul and kind of doing this interrogation to find out who it is, and that is a pretty big offense. So just not to deter you from what you want to do.
It has not.
Yeah, I just that would be something all your characters would know.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to do a little bit better, as I remember things no, your character would know this. So
I asked that question because I wanted to time period wise. I'm okay, the final idea of this weapon is definitely something you got to think in 2080, not necessarily 1950 or something like that. So steampunk works actually kind of fine, even if the final idea of it, because then I can just take it somewhere else. Basically, I want to work through talking with some sort of blacksmith, whoever makes weapons, of basically trying to develop a weapon that has instant short range ability, so something that can be used somewhat like a blade and has like like melee ability. So whether you're using the butt of it to go ahead and strike, and also has long range capabilities as well. So whether the weapon actually ejects out and you can just replace the blade with it, is basically what I have in mind.
Okay.
But we can also talk through it with the blacksmith and decide, like, I don't know, well, maybe there's something better idea. And I think that could be like the first part of it if we're doing it piece by piece.
Okay. You actually know, maybe from all your extensive research on Night Market, that there is a dealer and creator of fine weapons named Jira. Okay. And he is greatly respected, like, among the toughs and like the scoundrels of Doskvol. So seeing how you guys really aren't like wanted and made, like, you guys did one job, I don't think there would be an issue with you guys going and like you going over there and having a conversation with them about it.
Okay.
So if you didn't want to do that, I can think of something else, but yeah, if you didn't want to go to your hunting ground, well, who knows? Maybe the Whispers might know somebody. So,
hunting ground.
That's the hunting grounds where like you're doing all your jobs.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's like why I would be like, if you guys caused more of a ruckus and had a wanted level and was like had a little bit more like known about yourself, then I'd probably say no to Jira. But you guys really, like, you're just starting, so if you wanted to meet with Jira, like, he is well known throughout Doskvol, or if maybe you can talk with the Whisper, because like you are paying up coin with them and they do like you, and who knows, maybe even Adelaide might know somebody. So just remember all your contacts and stuff, but you would know about Jira.
Okay. But are we paying the Whisper enough that it would be worthwhile going to them? Well, because like, what if you could then imbue magic into it? Maybe the Whisper would know something that Jira wouldn't. Let's.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's start this conversation with Jira, because I think I can start the build of it and then maybe go over to talk to the Whispers afterwards, like in a different session, and then continue. Like there could be many stages to building this, but like I want to go through like the stages of doing so.
Yeah, so let's figure out the stages. I'm gonna say, excuse me,
because maybe Jira doesn't necessarily know the projectile portion of this, but somebody else does.
I'm gonna say, since Kai doesn't like have a specific plan, we're gonna make this an 8 segment clock.
I'm cool with that.
And so like as you go and work on that, let's see, if you let's see, there's a clock section in here. There we go. An 8 segment clock. There you go. And we're gonna name this new weapon. There you go. So that's in your character sheet. If you scroll down underneath, like where
I see it.
Yeah. So so you go meet with Jira, and he's like, like he's, even for his age, he's still kind of well built. He's got like long, bushy, like white hair, with like kind of like his face isn't scarred, like it's immaculate. Like, even though, like as we said, he's very aged.
Can I make an obnoxious entrance for this?
Oh yeah, I was just like, what you see when you walk in, like, and yeah. So he kind of like your basic shopkeep, and has like tons of like exotic to like weapons that just catch your eye, like standing behind him, as he kind of looks over you, and he's just like, hey, What can I do you for?
Kai walks in, very, very determined walk, as she makes her way to, I guess, what would he have, a counter or a desk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got like a wooden counter. I guess a good way to picture it is like Legend of Zelda, like store keeps, how they have like all the shelves behind them and like the counter. So,
very, very determined walk to the counter, and in very unlike Kai fashion, instead of slamming fist down, actually very calmly places hand flat onto the counter, but looks straight up at Jira and says, I need a weapon. I need something that can combine a short-range ability, but also give me the ability to fight, to deal with enemies from long range. My crew? Are we calling it crew? Because I don't. Because I shouldn't say like the necessary evil out loud, should I?
Yeah, you can call it your crew.
Yeah. My crew that I work with is a stealth crew, and I find that I am at a disadvantage whenever I have to, whenever we're in combat, because I am because I specialize in short range. So I need something built specially that is for long range. And you know I'm serious about this because it is very rare that I am not walked in here with at least 2 drinks.
Alright. How about this? We're gonna do a roll now to just find out how many segments and find out how it goes. So, what attribute do you think you're using for this? Or action. Sorry, the action. That's what they're called.
Well, I don't... Well, why would I... Well, okay, because maybe he might know something. Mm-hmm. And I am using logic here. I think sway could work. I thought about command, because that is... Well, because I could use force of, like, personality, but I feel like here I'm pleading a little bit more. So I would say sway.
Yeah, I feel like command is more like you are demanding, like
yes.
drill sergeant. I think is a good way to imagine it.
Yeah, and I think in this situation I'm pleading a little bit more.
Yeah. So yeah, roll sway, and we'll see.
We'll go desperate. No bonus dice, right?
You're gonna roll 2 dice for this. So
1 bonus dice. Okay.
Yeah. We're still figuring out how the dice roll. Okay, so
oops.
Yeah. Either way, you tied with a little bit, but no, you fill 1 segment.
Okay.
And yeah, he's just and like he takes you seriously because like this is his trade, and he's like, let's see, what kind of fighter are you? You look
sorry, go ahead.
hand to hand, or kind of club, short club.
Kai then just shows her arm real quick and doesn't really do a flex, just kind of clenches her fist and just stares and just goes, "What do you think?"
You look like someone that's handy with their hands. If I had to give a suggestion, and we can, I don't know, hash this out as we go forward, because, I don't know, you're a little rough around the edges, but you sparked something in me. I like a challenge, so have you ever thought of, I don't know, maybe like a gauntlet that maybe shoots some sort of projectile out? It wouldn't have as much power as a gun, but it might have some stunning capability, but because we have to make sure it keeps compact. I don't know.
No, Kai actually likes the suggestion and starts going, so perhaps something I could shoot out of a gauntlet where I could shoot something out of my wrist is what you're suggesting.
Yeah, wrist, or we can have it attached to the forearm. It's, yeah, we'll definitely have to do up some blueprints or something, but, I don't know, this has perked my interest. Give me a little bit of time, and I'll draw something up, and we can talk about it more.
Kai then leans over for a second and goes, "Add extendable claws."
Let's see what we can do.
Kai then backs off slowly, but just stares and goes, okay.
Okay. So, until next time, my friend.
Kai just nods and walks off, and then goes back to the basement looking for fun.
All right. As I now need to open up a Word document to make sure I keep notes for that for long-term projects. Yeah. So, Eoin, what do you want to do for your last downtime activity?
Yeah, so he is definitely itching for some weird, but he definitely knows that he's not needing to reduce his stress for it. So I think what he wants to do is he wants to learn a new ritual, which I guess would be opening a new long-term project. And he has someone in mind to learn that ritual from. Out of the list of people he could be associated with, and it's Quellen the Witch. And there are some rituals he's seen her perform that he wants to learn. So he's going to approach her for figuring out how to learn how to do some of these rituals she does with spirits.
Okay, so let's oh, yeah, you already have it written. Alright, so yeah, you come in and Quellen's there, just like,
oh, hello there. I heard about you. What can I do for my humble abode? Coming into my humble abode.
and like, even though she sounds like this, like, she's also very like mature. That's like one of those words, like, you ever look at mature and it's like, where did the ch come from? It's pronounced mature, and every time I hear it, it sounds wrong because of growing up, but it's mature and not like mature. But anyway, that is not what we're talking about. That's a different
French for that.
Right. Yeah, how dare they? No.
The French.
But yeah, like, even though she does have some age on her, like she doesn't have like your stereotypical, like, as we would look at it, witch garbs. Like, she looks very much like she does have dark clothing on, but it's like a very fine, like almost like kind of something as like a shadow would wear, like, if people thought, like, more like, not ninja, but it's just like kind of dark, tight clothing with like a bandolier with like all these different like different packets of just different powders and liquids and all this stuff. And yeah, like, she has like kind of long hair that like kind of just like reaches down to like her elbow, like long curly graying hair. And she's just like,
Oh, okay. So, well, what kind of ritual we thinking about?
Oh, you know me, Quellen. I love figuring out how to speak with those spirits who are still among us, and figuring out how they can do some of the things that they do. I've got a good friend who's currently occupying a blank space, and I would love to figure out how to take a spirit and to place it into a space that is in need of a new spirit.
Oh, are you talking like a soul transfer? Or like a piggyback?
Oh, now you've got me very much interested in both of those.
Let me make it not so vague. We're friends here. Not in a statistical kind of markup way, but we know of each other. Like, I don't have a red arrow pointing up on my character sheet on yours, but anyway. Who's looking? But, let's just say transfer, meaning transfer to another vessel. Or piggyback, you become the vessel. Both have their complications.
I'm thinking that when I get a hold of these spirits, I want to give them new opportunity. Not to be transferred into something just for, a night or two. But something more permanent.
Wow. Now we're getting interesting. So, once again, a different vessel? Like, we could find a hull, but those are few and far between. Or another vessel. Or
I was thinking
do you
something
plan on
much
taking
more
that?
fleshy.
Okay. So, is this living or deceased or
You tell
close?
me which one's more viable of an option.
Well, it's let me put it this way. If you choose a deceased one, that's going to be tough because the spirit wardens take the corpses and pretty much throw the bodies into flame and consume them. So that way, as they say, no bad juju gets into Doskvol, but there's ways to get in. If you choose a living person, it's you would just need to make sure that they're open. There's still the whole ritual that we need to do some research on. But if it's a little bit of a different ritual, but if you take it on yourself, well, I guess that's a combination of how strong you are up in your old noggin.
Oh, I'd never take another spirit on myself. I want to grant these beings a new home.
So, if we want something more permanent and not so detrimental to anybody, it sounds like we're looking at a hull. I think that's what they're called. That's what I'm calling them until whatever the person that runs this game is looks it up. But normally they're really big. Maybe. Let's see. You know what? If you can find me a hull, we can work on this ritual for your friend. This isn't super difficult. It could be. We do need to gather some ingredients and stuff, but that just comes with time. The big thing is a hull.
All right.
And this is breaking character a little bit. She is giving you a potential job to find a hull. She was like, yeah, I think there might be some. Yeah, we would have to do a little research, but we might be able to find one if that's interest. We can talk about that later. But yeah, to do this, if you want to go that route, it's going to take some time and to gather the ingredients. I'm going to do a fortune roll real quick to find out how long, how difficult it is to get these ingredients. Oh, okay. So, there's a few coming in. I have, there's a few that are a little bit difficult to find, but I think a 6-segment clock would figure this all out.
Okay.
Because she is well versed. You chose someone that would deal with this. You didn't, yeah. So, but
but let's roll on it. See if she can give any pointers or stuff. Yeah. So you were going. Yeah. Well, what were you doing to? What action were you doing?
What action would I do for this? Probably attune.
Yeah.
Or study.
Yeah. Either one works. So.
Am I rolling 3 on it then?
It is 2. It's 2 dice.
Oh, it's just 2. Okay.
Yeah, so however many pips, I believe, is how many dice it is. So
okay.
If you have no pips, that's when you roll 2, take the lowest. If you have 1, you roll 1 die, 2, be 2.
So we'll do a tune here. And then what position am I in?
It does for this. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
you can just put.
Just submit. No bonus dice.
Excuse me.
5.
Okay. 5. So that would be 2 segments.
Okay.
And so she's like, I believe I just had a shipment come in. So we some of this stuff should be easy to find. Some of the stuff that would be harder is finding a place where we can set up this ritual. And we're gonna need help, right? It's moving a soul is a team effort. So we need to make sure you have at least a few people that can help out.
Alright, I think I can find me a couple of hands to help.
Alright. I'll get to work and we can talk about this in future days.
That sounds alright. Thank you, Quellen.
And he kind of like pulls his hood down just a little bit more as he exits from where she is to head back to the lair.
Alright. Okay, we're getting the projects in there. Alright. And last, Veleris. What would you like to do for your final downtime activity?
Alright, so Veleris is going to go ahead and train.
Alright. Excuse me. So, okay, so when you do this, you're going to mark 1 XP for the attribute. Yeah, you don't even have to roll for this. So, let's see. I don't think you guys chose the thing that gives you a plus to training. I'm just double checking.
For prowess, we have 1.
Prowess. Okay, so prowess, you get a +1 to training, right?
An additional,
Yeah, it was just... Yeah, so... Yeah, if you're going to do prowess, you get to add 2. Oh, it looks like that's what you did. So, sounds good. Yeah, so how would you be training in the attic?
Alright, I think Veleris would picture the person who's been after him this entire time. Costa has been on, pretty much went from being one of his closest allies to one of his enemies and someone who's trying to hunt him down and basically kill him so he can earn back or recoup the money that Veleris lost through gambling. So I think Veleris trains in order to make sure that he stays sharp and is able to kind of pinpoint where Costa may be coming from whenever Costa's in the area trying to take him out.
Okay. So yeah, you do that training and you get the prowess. Which is funny that I was just looking and you guys have the pack rat, so it's just like you just have like boxes and like barrels and all this stuff just littered all around your lair. So yeah, I imagine you like just stack some boxes up and like I don't know, you have like a punching bag or like just doing pull-ups. It's very much like if you guys ever watched I think it was Arrow, when
oh yes,
I forget his name, but Oliver's just like doing the Ninja Warrior stuff, and you're just like, oh, that's it. That's impressive, and I hate that you can do that. So, all right.
All right, so that's 2.
Yes, you get 2 XP for that. All right. So, we let's see, I'm just doing a quick scan. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, there's nothing there. So, excuse me. So, now that you guys have done that, yeah, with the remaining time that we have, what is the next job? You guys, let's see, the jobs that you have on the table so far, is that you still have Grace, asking for, the Dream Smoke, delivery. Nyrex is asking for a tome. You guys also have a new one from I just totally blanked on her name.
Not Quellen.
Yeah, Quellen, about getting a hull. Adelaide said that he had another mission if or would have potential work if you guys were interested. Yeah, how about Kai, Veleris? Is there any unless Eoin had another person he wanted to talk to, but you definitely have some jobs on the table. But yeah, go ahead.
I've got my 2 jobs that I've brought to the table.
I think just for Kai, unless it's personal, Kai will take anything.
Okay.
And Valeris is pretty much one on the job that he wanted to go on, so he's probably gonna follow what the rest do.
Okay. So, yeah. So you guys are gonna choose one from the jobs you already have. So.
Yep.
All right. So what sounds interesting?
Kai would push, obviously, for the only thing Kai would push for here is the delivery, only because it's Grace. Outside of that, Kai's not putting up a fight, and that's worth we said that was worth 3 coin, right?
Yes, yeah, because you're giving up the Dream Smoke. For it was like 2 with a little bit of Dream Smoke, or 3 coin.
Yeah. So yeah, Kai comes to the table and is like, we just need to do this delivery and get it out of the way.
And Eoin's not going to push back on what anyone else wants to do.
Perfect time for me to use my tracking skills.
All right, let's prepare and roll out then.
Alrighty. So, just as a quick reminder for you guys, Grace had a mission that her girls need the new supply of Dream Smoke, and it is, yeah, there's a supply that just came into Night Market. So, how about this? We can, why don't we gather information and for a little bit, see if we'll do some gather information stuff, and we can go from there. As I turn the page, there we go. Let's see. All right, so yeah, and she said that it was at Vereen's. Vereen's is a. Let's see. Now that I know where it is, it's pretty easy to find it this time. Let's see. Yes, so if you guys remember where the Devil's Tooth was, if you guys go there, it's Vereen's Hound's Track, which is like a hexagon kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm painting it right now.
I see. Yep.
Yeah. So this is pretty much what you guys would know is like it's a huge coliseum where they do like kind of dog races, and it's very, very popular where there is a lot of not only a lot of like betting and deals going on, but there's also a lot of drug trade, which no one really knows who supplies it or anything, but it is known as a popular spot for potential drug deals. That for some reason the Bluecoats don't heavily like ask questions about. So, what kind of information would you guys like to find out?
I think Veleris is going to want to figure out who's racing and how can he get a piece of the pot.
All right. Yeah. What kind of role are you gonna do for that?
Let's go with survey roll.
All right. Three. All right. Yeah. So, you as you're going there, it's like maybe one of the more busy days, and so it's like, as you're trying to maybe see if there's any future events, and like nothing, like you're not able to get specifics, but you know that like in like 3 to 4 days they're gonna have like a big special race going on, but with all the like, it's just kind of whispers as that you can hear like between the people, and like you don't know any specifics about what kind of race it is or what's happening, but there's something big happening in a couple days.
Okay, is there any literature laying around? Could look like it'll be.
Excuse me. Yeah, there's a few things like kind of just like the history, like a brief history of the hound races. Let's see. Let's give me a fortune roll. We'll see if maybe you can spot any posters or flyers or. All right, yeah. So there is a poster, but it looks like because technically on your survey you did fail, so it's like maybe this is like the only poster you found, and it's like someone like kind of graffitied it a little bit, but like you're able to read in there. It's just like pretty much from the Imperial City paint biggest race of the paint get seats for a lifetime. And the Imperial City is like where the Emperor lives and all that stuff, so the fact that somebody is coming down from there is like, that's not common. So like no one wants to come to Doskvol, especially from there. So
alright, so Veleris is going to go ahead and take the poster off the it's on the wall, right?
Yeah,
so he's going to go ahead and take it off the wall and roll it up and tuck it away.
all right. Kai, Eoin?
I think it would be interesting to see Kai actually, because go and try to negotiate and get a feel around for the dealers around there.
Okay, yeah. What kind of role are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, if we're digging for information here, and possibly getting something for ourselves, I think it would make sense to. Where's my character sheet? Hello, there you are. Let's roll.
Sorry, I should be saying action. What action are you doing?
Or I guess I would be trying to sway then, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Give it a roll.
Come on. Let's see, what would you roll? Okay.
Yeah, you can just do controlled for standard effect.
Controlled standard?
Because normally I believe that stuff kind of comes more into place. Like, you're not like... You're kind of taking your time and stuff. It's not like you're rushing and stuff, so...
Well, real life me rolled a 5. Even better, we'll take it. Oh, we're taking that to the bank, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so you meet with... Maybe, like, as you're going and talking through, it's just like you see this like kind of street urchin that's just coming through, and he's just like,
oh yeah, there's over there Big Pete. He's normally the one that's overlooking everybody, that's sharing the pad, if you know what I'm talking about.
Big Pete, huh?
Yeah, he's
he points up there, and it's like this man in like long flowing like colorful robes, with like this big like belt covering his like large belly, and just has like a beard, like a long braided beard that is like bright red. And bald head.
Yes. Kai then turns around, looks at Pete, and begins to walk over and just goes, "Yo, Pete."
Oh, yes. What can I do for you, my friend?
I hear there's good stuff around here.
Well, there's plenty of good stuff around. Look, we have the doggies racing. Look at that one, it's fluffy.
You know I don't care about the dogs, Pete.
No, everyone cares about the dogs in the daylight. If you want something a little bit more exciting, that's more at night. But here is and he kind of reaches his hands in his long robes and like pulls out like this like scrap of paper, and he's like, you meet here. This is address, okay? You meet there, and it doesn't matter day. Well, it doesn't matter day. It has to be at night.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter what the date is, unless the place is closed. So closed on Sundays. Everyone goes to Doskvol Church. But anyway, you go there, and we will get a deal. Okay? Just make sure you bring coin, my friend.
Kai looks over the paper, reads the information.
Yeah, it's
sorry, guys.
Yeah, you see it, and it's like it is one of like the booths, like kind of like if you go to a sports center and it's got like those like party booths there.
Oh, like yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, so like that's kind of looking over, and he's like, and he just kind of gives like this,
like a suite or a skybox or something.
Yeah, exactly. And he gives like this smile with a twinkle in his eyes, just like, you could never go wrong with Big Pete.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
After listening to Pete, Kai just looks back, stares at Pete, and says, "I'll see you tonight, Pete."
All right, my friend. And he's like, "Now I have to get going before I get some weird looks, you know."
Kai walks away, uncaring, and says, "It sounds like your problem."
It is always my problem for being this popular. And and he just kind of jiggles away. Alrighty. And so, Eoin, is there anything you want to do, or?
Can you show me on the map again where this is taking place in Night Market?
Yep, I'm pinging it right
there
now.
in the middle.
Yeah, it's pretty much right down the street. Like, it's a couple blocks over from the Devil's Tooth.
Okay. And we know that there are people who are dealing there.
Oh yeah. Like that was mentioned, and we can say that this information was passed all along. Like if you guys are going at different days and all that stuff. But
So I think what he'll do is he wants to study this. He wants to study this person or prowl them, right? Like he wants to kind of follow them. He wants to kind of get an idea of their routine, what they do, and at the same time, he's just kind of keeping his eyes open for ways that he can use some of his special abilities to gauge more information.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah. So are you following Big Pete, or are you just following just a random dealer?
If there's like a dealer that like we haven't like figured out which dealer we're doing, right?
Well, Kai just met with Big Pete, who's like kind of in charge of all the dealers, and like that information can be shared. So
yeah, I just didn't know if Big Pete was like the target or not.
Oh yeah, that's up to you guys. Like if you want to use him as the target, or
well, so let me do this. Let me do study, and I want to study the dealers that are there, and kind of get an idea of who we want to hit. Who's the one who has the most of this stuff?
All right, yeah, give a roll.
And it's just the 2 dice, right?
Yeah, however many pips you have
from
in that bar.
A controlled situation. Standard?
Yeah, controlled, standard. Yeah.
All right, let's roll it. No bonus. All right, success.
Okay. So maybe you were tipped off. Kai tipped off Eoin a little bit about Big Pete, and you saw Big Pete talking with like from a distance to a few more shady-looking characters, and everything kind of just seems like up. He just seems like this jovial man, just walking around like a bowl of jelly. He's not Santa, and so he. But yeah, he's looking around and like, and he's just talking, walking around, and then it's just like maybe you're like, man, did I just follow a dead lead? And then like, kind of right as like it's becoming like kind of twilight, you see him kind of go up to a wall, kind of look back and forth, and like the wall kind of opens up, and he slides inside, and it shuts. And it's just like there's not a door there. It's just like this open, this secret passageway that just opened up and back.
All right.
With that, oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh, and all I was gonna say is like, yeah, if you guys are planning on hitting this place tonight, like as Kai said to Big Pete, it just so happens to also line up with this big event, and the place is packed. There's tons of people there. There's lots of excitement as you guys walk up, like in like past regiment, like through Regiment Street to get to your potential seats. But we'll find out more of what happens next time.
Yeah.
The Necessary Evil.
Very exciting.
Look, we all had wins today. Everyone rolled 6s. Everyone had some exciting stuff. I found out how to say Veleris.
Hey!
And I definitely didn't scroll back up to see how it was spelled. But
get there.
Yeah, I told you by episode 11 that won't exist with this show. I'll have it, and then if we do a season 2, I will forget it again, and I have to start all over.
I will just put a reminder in every single chat. I will just put
Veleris.
Yeah, it's like I see his name in my sleep. But thank you everyone for watching. Hope you have a lovely night. Thank you guys for playing. Oh man, dude, every session we do for this, I am just like I'm watching a TV show, and I don't watch TV. Oh man, all right, peace.
Bye.